Elude, trick, bluff, deceive, wander. These 5 words of power are used to describe the Nomads, Clan Ravnos, or do they actually? I'm your Lord and Saviour, and this is the bloody guide to Vampire Roleplay. The Ravnos are descendants of the dreadfully powerful Ravnos Antediluvian, a horrific monster known by many names, but we will call him Zappa. The origins of the clan is an unknown mystery, both in filth and older editions of Vampire, but one of these stories has Zappa as a thief who was embraced by Erad to be used as a tool against the other third-generation vampires. Others speak of an encounter with Cain and the Wild Ones, the werewolves, whilst others speak of a heated duel, war or relationship with the gangrel antediluvian Anarchs. Whilst the origins are up for speculation, what isn't is the demigod's demise, an event known as the Week of Nightmares, where the antediluvian would arise from torpor, resulting in many, if not all, the Ravnos elders to go mad and destroy each other. Whilst 5th edition does not explain how this happened other than demoting the efforts to, and I quote, unknown parties, most fans who have read the older legacy texts will tell you it is the combined effort of mages and the Kuei-Jin, the kindred of the East, using nuclear energy from the sun to blow the antediluvian up in the middle of a desert during the day. Pretty metal stuff, honestly. All that remains, if you and the ST allow it, is a vial of his blood, but we will touch upon that later. The Ravnos are a clan that has always had somewhat of a jaded reputation due to the writer's persistence to force the clan into Roma cultures badly. In fairness, they tried to fix this by saying that these Ravno were not the best of the clan. The true bunch were the Ventrue-like rulers of India, but it was a little too late. It is entirely possible to someone to stick to those older Ravnos themes with some better research, but that will not be our focus tonight, as 5th edition stripped all that away. No culture is allowed in World of Darkness HQ because the cis white male Europeans that call the shots say that culture in fiction is bad. This is humorously ironic given their 5 adjectives and their core theme of travelling are poor stereotypes associated with the Roma. But I digress. The rogues are nomads, always have been. With a group, family or by oneself, they are known to travel, and those who choose to do so with other people care about those around them, usually deeply, like family. Family is not always defined by blood, but it is always defined by raw emotions, mainly love and passion. Similar comments could be said about their need for travel, not to be chained down to one place, explore the world, or just be scared of being caught. Their supernatural wanderlust is not described in 5th edition, leaving the reader to make up their own assumptions or understand that the developers of the 5th edition book are paying lip service to older material, but it is clear that the blood of Cain manifests itself in peculiar ways, and we know that one group of vampires react very differently to their own passions. To give the Ravnos more depth, try and think about what keeps them going. Is it for artistic pursuits to expand your mind's eye, or illegal contract work helping you to get on by? What are your crafts? Do you travel and protect your family, or protect the family or bloodhands left behind? Do you wish to help others or con them? Whatever the cause and grander purpose, if such a meaning exists, it is a solitary path you lead and it will always be dangerous. A street performer will need to push themselves to stop their act from becoming stale. A gun for hire is only going to be called upon to take out a bigger and worse target. Protecting your mortal loved ones will push you to the extreme to guarantee their safety. Heightened emotions, positive and negative, make one reckless and, depending on the circumstance, cocky. This is the compulsion, the more subtle of the Ravnos' plight in the modern night. The fire that burns when left stationary could be interpreted very differently. As described in the companion guide, makes them doomed, the fiery rage of Zappa burning within. This could be a weird knock-on effect of having a demigod being destroyed 3 ways till sundown, or a primordial fear his spirit remains, cursing and punishing the clan for their existence. Why this may be the case is down to you, as I am truly pulling at straws at this laughably easy bane to avoid. The variety their roles can bring are numerous, serving as one of 3 independent clans in V5, the largest being the clans and bloodlines that make up the Hakata, and the smallest being the Salubri bloodline. They are hardly large themselves, the Ravnos I mean, so the existence of the Ravnos is, for lack of a better word, special. That isn't to say that you are some chosen one for your chronicle, but the existence of some Ravnos in the city will create some interesting spice. The illusions and thievery the Ravnos are still known for would naturally make them an untrustworthy clan. You can use older books to work out what each clan thinks of the Ravnos, but stereotypes can only go so far. Give some thought about you specifically, what your sire saw in you, and how that is viewed amongst everyone else. The easiest of the alignable sects for a V5 Ravnos player in my opinion are the Anarchs, as they are the ones that are the most nomadic of the playable sects and factions, that is without including problematic homebrew and problematic authors. The Ravnos being an independent clan and having suffered greatly in terms of membership, I'm not particularly interested in getting involved with the Anarchs or reforming the Camarilla. Some Ravnos who have joined the Anarchs cause in order to bring about change in the modern world. Others have joined for more selfish reasons, seeking to take advantage of the chaos before the end times. Those within the movement take on the role of scouts, spies, and more recently, evangelists, using their illusionary powers to take advantage of the growing roles of faith in kindred society. The individual survival and protection are paramount to the Anarch Ravnos. Those that support the Camarilla, however, mostly pay lip service at best. Just because they are members of the Tower does not mean they suddenly become well-behaved or likable. They try to curb their unconventional ways to avoid being targeted by their new peers. However, the Camarilla counterparts remain suspicious of their motives, and only a handful of princes have Ravnos accomplices who work for them to steal and gather information from their enemies. Some vampires turn a blind eye to their diablerie, as long as it doesn't involve their own kind. It's safe to say that Ravnos who have joined the Camarilla are not trusted by any of the new clanmates, and those who speak out against them risk losing something valuable. The daredevil aspect of the Ravnos namesake is based solely on their new discipline of presence to make them center stage or make themselves that bit more alluring when things get tough in a social setting. A clan of thieves and people who are better off alone wouldn't suit this power all that well, but some understanding of it is required to make use of chemistry, an amalgam of obfuscate in 5th edition. Present of the mind, so to speak, allows one to inflict horrible visions of grandeur or total nonsensical means. Regarding obfuscate proper, it is a great tool to remain hidden from most eyes. Animalism allows one to extend your eyes through a bunch of different furry servitors, as well as something to nibble on should things get a little tough. With this wide range of functions, there are many ways you can bend predator types to fit your kindred concepts, but here is what I would suggest. If you want to focus on the nomadic family life in or out of cultural ones, such as the Roma, it might be worth cashing in on the roadside killer predator type from Let the Streets Run Red. A slightly easier version of this comes in the form of the cleaver predator type, which can be found in the core book. You may also use your clientele in your performing acts as payment, so how about trying the Scene Queen predator type, which is also from the core book. For 2 more core book predator types, choosing to focus on animals or other scarce means would have your character focus more towards bagger or farmer respectively. For a lore-focused twist, the elder Ravnos that committed diablerie en masse upon their king through the Week of Nightmares may have affected you. Perhaps you ate vampires aplenty. An old Antler Ravnos may have the Bloodleech predator type, the last predator type from the core book I will be mentioning tonight, but exercise this one with caution. I don't want any dumb claims from any STs that I have ruined your games with game-breaking Ravnos. It, however, is not the last predator type I will mention. Guns for hire or contract killers may gain some benefit from the extortionist predator type from Cults of the Blood Gods. There are many lore sheets you can assign to your character, but here are some of the ones I think fit well with tonight's clan. It would be pretty difficult for the Ravnos to be aligned with any existing character, particularly if they're one of the Gangrel, but stereotypes could be broken quite easily. That, and your association with a character doesn't have to be on good terms. Perhaps you have pissed them off somehow. The Ravnos have always been a low clan, which wouldn't bother the vast majority of Ravnos, but if it bothers you, the player, enough to include it in your game, slap it on that character sheet. Older Ravnos characters may benefit from the Week of Nightmares lore sheet if they want to use the minimal Ravnos lore found in 5th edition. The Ravnos also had a part to play in the Anarch Revolt just by existing, which your character may know about via the Anarch Revolt lore sheet. You may be a gun for hire for the Capone gang in Chicago by night, know a thing or two about the Goblin Roads or part of the Pony Express, both found within Chicago Folios. On the driving, moving theme, you may want to pick up the Road Courier lore sheet, which you can find on the World of Darkness website. There are many ways one can build a character. Some of them are wrong, but most of them are right. Ultimately, it should be the narrative that drives the stats, powers, and mechanics that work with and against them. These are just my takes, and mine alone. How would you build a character belonging to this vampire clan? What wouldn't you do? What would you add to shake things up and make the concept just a little bit spicy? Let me know in the comments below. To be kept updated, follow the Lore by Night VTM Instagram and Blue Sky pages to find out when we upload each episode. You can also find out by subscribing to the YouTube channel and clicking on the little bell, as you'll be immediately notified when the latest episode is live. Until next time, farewell.